Good evening everyone and welcome along to FRL. We are here on course on F1 2021. It is F1, it is season 14, round number 10 of the championship as we take in the Singapore Grand Prix from, of course, from the Marina Bay Street Circuit. I was going to say the Yas Marina Bay Street Circuit, I don't know what I was saying there. But, good evening everyone, my name is James and of course, taking you through the stream as always on a Tuesday night, and joining me in the commentary box, there was some doubt actually that Jesse wouldn't be here tonight. He is though, it is Jesse of course. Jesse, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, better than the last few days. So yeah, that's good. And how are you?
I am doing really, really well. Looking forward to the action tonight. Hopefully it's not as boring as F4 last night.
I hope it's not dirty like F3 also last night. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't really like the track. But yeah, we are just gonna see it probably. It will be a chaotic race.
Yeah, it's one of these tracks where I think, honestly, it's a bit like Nutella. You either love it or you hate it. And I think most of the drivers, and especially me as a commentator, absolutely detests this track. And if anybody says they like Singapore, I know Physical does, because you said last week, if anybody likes Singapore, you need to go and get yourself checked over, I think, to be honest, because this track is terrible. Terrible. If it is clean, it's probably one of the races of the season. But will we see that clean racing, of course, here tonight in F1? We'll have to wait and find out, of course. To talk you through, of course, what happened last week in Belgium, of course, it was Montana who took the win. Who else in Belgium took the win? It was, of course, Montana who took the win there. Second position for Marley, drove his best race of the season by an absolute mile, and finishing in third, of course, was M. Sapala, the Finn, finishing there in third position. What did that do to the championship standings? Well, because of Jensen's absence, Montana leads the way on 126 points. Jensen in second on 120, only 6 points the advantage. Jensen, I can report, is also back in a new team, and he's also back here tonight, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on. Barack in third on 102 points, Ruti in fourth on 99, then Lou in fifth on 81, Yona sixth on 67, Tom in seventh on 66, then Kazizel in eighth on 44, Physical in ninth on 31, and Ryan in 10th on 28 points. I believe he has also changed teams to QRT instead of URL, and I think that's a good acquisition, certainly, for the Scotsman. But Montana leads the way, 6 points obviously the advantage coming into tonight. This should be Montana's track, but I have a feeling Jensen's probably going to be up there in the fight.
Well, it will be a great fight as we can go ready up. All drivers joined, so we are on time to start qualifying. Short qualifying. I think some things can happen. There are some crashes maybe, or some other things.
Yeah, a load of things I think might happen out on track. There's certainly, obviously, overtaking opportunities down in towards turn number 1, down in towards turn number 7. There are plenty of overtaking opportunities, but there's also plenty of chances to hit the wall as well. And that's what drivers might obviously look into doing. Jensen, I can see, is messaging the F1 chat right now, so I'm assuming everyone is now in the session, and we've now been told, yeah, we can ready up indeed. So everyone's now going to get going, which is very good. And I, of course, can take you through the constructor standings as well. I've accidentally closed them down, so give me a second. Haas leading the way on 184 points. Alpine in second on 155. In third is AlphaTauri on 119. McLaren in fourth on 101. Williams in fifth on 90. Alfa Romeo in sixth on 81. Mercedes seventh on 79. Aston Martin 8th on 60. Ferrari in 9th on 49. And Red Bull in 10th on 39 points. And obviously Haas have had a very good run of things. Barack and Lou, of course, two very consistent drivers. Alpine, though, 155 points per name. They're only 30 points behind coming into tonight. Can Alpine try? What do they have to do, basically, to get to Haas here tonight in Singapore?
Well, we've just seen it all. I know Barack is quick round here. I was in a party with him and Lou to do a little bit of practice for them, and they were really quick both, so I think they can fight in the top 5.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Thank God it is absolutely clean, dry track. That is good for qualifying, but if it's anything like F4, we might have a full wet race to start off with, and I really hope that we don't.
Let me have a look for the race. Oh, they are loading.
Yep, we're just stuck in a loading screen, I think, at the minute. The session will start in 000 is what I've got. I think we're just waiting on maybe 1 or 2 drivers to ready up. Yeah, I think... Are we loading into the lobby now? I think I've got a totally different screen to you, by the way. Yeah, now we're getting going. Everything's now came up on my screen, which is good. And obviously, we have 20 drivers, full complement grid here tonight in Singapore. Around, of course, this 5 kilometres length circuit, 3.1 mile, 23 turns awaiting our drivers, of course, out on track. 3D rest-ons, 1 down the start-finish straight, 1 down in towards Memorial Corner at turn number 7, and then 1 down in towards Connaught Corner at turn number 14. And that, of course, is the end of the middle sector. But we are seeing the first cars now coming out on track, and it looks like it's one of the Hatters, I think, that is coming out on track first. That Lou perhaps coming out first? It is indeed Lou, the Dutchman, coming out first. And obviously Lou has been quite good actually in the standings. He's 5th in the coming into tonight. 13th position last week though in Belgium, Jesse. How do you think he's going to get on tonight? He's surely got to try and bounce back to some sort of his old form.
He will try to get some good points for the Constructors and his own championship. He was P3 last season. This season a little bit disappointed in some races, like the season opener in Bahrain, Baku, Hungary obviously, a retirement while he was leading in the rain, and Belgium then P13. Not been his best season so far.
Yeah, well he did win an Imola. 3rd race of the season, he won an Imola. And that was his best run of form, I've got to be honest, so far this season. So Lou will hopefully be hoping for a really good race out on track here tonight. Petrvola's the second man out on track, coming through the Singapore Sling as well. The Czech man currently in 12th in the standings. Haven't really seen him much actually this season. When he has raced though, he's pretty much been consistently in the points on 4 of the 6 occasions that he has raced so far this season. How will the Czech man do out on track? Because Petrvola is one of those drivers where he promises quite a lot, but then delivers nothing.
It's raining. It's raining here in qualifying. Sorry, I have to look there. But
it's
it
not.
Is raining on my
it's
screen.
Not. It's not.
It is on my screen raining.
It's not. I'm on board with Petrvola and it's not.
I'm looking on board with Lou and it's raining.
Let's have a look. On board with Lou. You need your eyes tested. It's definitely not raining out on track.
At my screen it is raining.
Let's have a look. Coming through turn 22 and 23. No, I can't see any drops of rain. Normally it's in front of the halo. I can't say, oh, now I see it. Now I see the rain coming through turn number 1. So Lou, coming through turn 1, 2 and 3. Goodness me, I need my eyes tested, I think, there. Lou coming through turn number 4 and then in towards turn number 5. And he has started up on this lap, as you can probably tell. And most of the drivers out on tracks are clearly thinking that the track is going to get a lot wetter as the session goes on. But Lou coming through the kink of turn 6 on the run down, 26.4. First sector, that is lightning quick so far from Lou, as he now comes in towards the tricky section of turn number 8, and then in towards Penang Corner at turn number 9, and then of course we run down into the Singapore Sling, about halfway around the lap at this point, and of course Singapore Sling, Anderson Bridge, and then into the hairpin on the run down towards Connaught Corner to end the middle sector, as we now see Lou coming across the Anderson Bridge. Coming through turn 12 and then in toward the left-hander of turn 13, the hairpin. Very nicely done indeed by the Dutchman. Oh, a little bit of snap of oversteer on the exit of the corner. He's still looking quite quick on this lap. Coming through the middle sector, 103.5, not too bad in the middle sector. Certainly not blazing quick, but he is quick enough. Coming now through in towards the final couple of corners, through 16 and 17, of course, where Nelson Piquet. Sorry, not Nelson Piquet. Where, what's his name? Oh, the Renault driver. Nelson Piquet Jr., that's him. He spun, obviously, in 2008, around here. I think it was him, anyways. Lou's coming around the final couple of corners. Lou on the run towards the line, through 22, and then to the left-hander at 23, on the run to the line. 36.5, Vaporizer has retired in the pit lane and has left the session, possibly due to an emergency, which he told us about just before we came live. Lou out on top of rack second, Petrvola in third, Montana 36.3. These lap times are not blazing quick.
Rain is hitting the track also now. At my screen, I hope also at your screen, but
yeah,
it is hitting in the first couple of corners, and I think this will be the final lap times. And then it's Inters, almost.
Yeah, it will be Stephen Osh coming through the final corner on the run to the line. Goes 9th, not too bad. really all about getting a valid lap time in. Davydenko's around the final corner on the run to the line. He goes 13th. Harman is invalid. Yona 104.7 in the middle sector, so not too bad from Yona in this middle sector, but the worst of the track is now beginning to develop, and looks like immediately Montana is out on top in qualifying. 38.5 from Yona. Just comes to show how worse the track actually got when you're on a lap there. METC is also invalidated. Bound to be into though in a lap or so's time. Montana out on top, Lou in second, Macho in third, and if the rain continues to fall at the same intensity, I would say, Jesse, probably the end of qualifying as you see it. But Harman, Jensen, and METC all have to get lap times in. Jensen especially so, because he's the championship second.
Well, I think he's too late now, actually. I think the grip is now a little bit too bad with those mediums. I saw METC almost spun out of turn 2, I believe. So yeah, it's slippery.
Oh wow.
And I think it's Inters as well now. Jensen validated.
METC, compared to what Lou was through the first sector, METC is nearly 2 seconds slower compared to Lou. Jensen, by the way, is invalid. Jensen is invalid through the first sector. That is him, I think, done out of this session, unless he goes for a set of intermediate compounded tyre. He can only try and get one lap in, I think, and that will be his only valid lap. So he's invalid there. Harman has spun coming through Penang corner at turn 9. Got very, very wide there coming through the corner. Harman there in 18th. Still not a valid lap in so far. He's still valid on this lap, but he obviously has spun. So that's why he's going to be towards the back end of the field. And Jesse, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we see DRS disabled any second now.
It is disabled.
It is disabled. Oh, my screen is very slow.
METC almost spun now. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, look at the spray being picked up.
This is qualifying over. And if it will rain in a race, maybe they can do now some race pace laps on Inters or something.
Yeah, possibly so. METC, by the way, yeah, DRS is now disabled. You must be about 30 seconds ahead of me at this rate, because DRS has just popped up on my screen being disabled. METC there in 17th. Jensen obviously invalidated. He's just going to cut every single corner in existence around this track, I think, to be honest. And I don't blame him. Harman, 53.8. He's down there in 18th. Montana, put in the chat as well, Barack free win, he says. He's in fourth position. Medium compounded tyres, that might be because obviously he's on that set of mediums and they can last a lot longer. There is a driver though coming out of the pit lane. It is the Mercedes of Macho, I believe, who was coming out, and it is Macho coming out of the pit lane. So he is going for an interrun as well as Physico. So this clearly says to me we are expecting rain in this race. Otherwise, drivers will not be going out on inters.
Otherwise they would retire, I think, and do something else.
Yeah.
Get a drink or something, I don't know. But it will rain, then I think... Again, rain.
I think it will. I think it will, to be honest. Looking at the F1 chat, just seeing what's going on. Vaporizer saying if I leave and qualify, will my car still be in the race? Yes, I believe so. But I've seen an instance where the car has obviously disappeared out on the track, so possibly Vaporizer will not be there.
Rain at the end of the race, says Montana in the chat.
Oh, and that's why they're obviously going.
This could be Hungary all over again.
Could be indeed. So I think what we can say is qualifying is done in terms of the improvement of lap times. METC and Harman, they're not going to improve beyond Bunty, Ryan. Absolutely no chance to improve. They're 8-9 seconds slower inters. So METC's got a chance of improving his personal best. Harman probably the same as well. I mean, he's sliding about. They're still on dry compounded tyres, actually. Both of them out on track. But Montana out on top, Lou in second, Macho in third. I think we've gone through the first 8 minutes or so in qualifying. And Montana saying, why am I blind? And he put on softs. One of those things, I think.
Evo says all tiers rain, F2 is dry. Okay.
Yeah, F2 dry. Which I'm not surprised in. Hopefully it's a good race, obviously, in F2 as well. Borderbold saying he can't just miss qualifying and then join back in the race. Apparently his setup's reset. So that is why Borderbold is not in the session, apparently.
I know I'm not watching F2 now. Macho, if it is the next lap and can tell it on his inters. I'm watching Physico now.
Yeah, Physical coming through turn number 8. Obviously not going to improve on his lap time. He's 3 seconds down on the first sector alone. But 8 minutes to go in the session. Montana Rad on top, Blue in second, Macho in third, Barack, Henry, Pettiful, Marley, Physical, Stephen, Yesbran, who there is in P10, and is a brand new driver who I totally forgot to pick up on coming into tonight. The McLaren there in 10th position, making his debut, I believe, here in FRL tonight. I haven't commentated on him before. I normally say, oh yeah, I've commentated on him before and he's quite a quick driver. We can only assume he's a quick driver because he's ahead of half the field at the minute, including Jensen.
We will just see it in race. In race, there will the points be awarded. Ryan also joined a new team, QRT.
He has. Yeah, Ryan has joined QRT. QRT, of course, very, very familiar. If anybody has watched EML before, QRT obviously participates in EML, so that is why QRT... I think it's a good signing for Ryan. I think Ryan's obviously going to be more of like an academy driver, I think, with all of them at this moment in time. But it's still a very, very good team to sign up on. QRT obviously going quite a long way as well. Physical, by the way, 15 seconds slower than his medium compound of tyre lap. So 37.5, he's at a 52 then. Jensen has possibly got a chance of going quicker than Harmon if Harmon doesn't improve obviously on his time on that set of inters.
He will, props.
Yeah, he probably will. Let's have a look, see if there's anybody else on the lap. There's many drivers invalidated on their laps. I think they're just trying to get maybe a little bit of wet running in. Pettiful is on a lap.
Yes, not improving. That's logic. It's inters now.
Yeah, inters now 37.2. Obviously, his lap time on a sort of soft compound tyre, but obviously very mixed grid. I've got to say, Montana, Lou, Macho, top 3. Basically, the drivers that went out early or the earliest in the session are pretty much first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Earliest was Lou, so it surprised me how he's not on pole. He made a mistake somewhere, or...
I mean, it's Montana ahead of him. It's Montana. Lou's...
Yeah, it is, but...
Oh, Macho's crashed at the Singapore Sling.
Ooh.
Let's have a look. Barack's coming through the session. Oh, he's gone straight on in the wall. Oh, I think he's at the left-hand side wall. Oh, as Barack nearly goes on the wall at the same point. Barack is all over the shop, by the way, coming across the Anderson Bridge. He is not looking good on the set of inters. But Lou there in second, Macho there in third. Obviously, not going to improve on his lap time if it is to dry up in the rest of qualifying, but I don't think it will, because, I mean, there's 5 minutes to go, and if it does, the possibility of this improving in the session is pretty much nil, I think. But Macho there in third, obviously crashed in the Singapore Sling. What I think happened there, he got too tight to the wall on the inside line, and then his car has literally hit the wall, bounced off it, and speared straight on, and that's why it looks like he's gone straight on. But he's hit the wall because there was a little bit of end plate damage actually on the inside curb.
Or he just lost the control of his car. That could also be possible. But I think he could also be, I don't know if you said that, but he turns too early in and then goes into the wall and then goes straight on into the other wall.
Yeah, Bunty's retired in the pit lane as well, so he is out the session. I think Ryan has done exactly the same thing, so both Aston Martins are already out the session. But 4 minutes to go, probably one of the quickest qualifying sessions I think we've seen so far this season. Montana Rad on top, Blue in second, Macho in third, and there's another yellow flag, and there's a Red Bull. That's a Ferrari, man. That's Pettiful round at the hairpin.
Is Mantis improving? No.
No. He's 3.5 seconds down. I mean, Harmon.
I don't know.
Harmon would have had a chance when the rain started falling. Oh, now he's up actually on his time.
He's improving 1.3 seconds on the inters.
I tell you what, this could be a lightning fast final sector. It could be Montana with the sort of lap time, I think. Hellman's coming through turn number 17. And then in towards turns 18 and 19. Montana out on top, Lewin second, Matthew in third. Harmon, possibility of improving is quite a lot because 53.8, he should improve around the 150 mark, I would think. Hanging around that sort of area. Comes round in towards the final couple of corners. And then in towards turns 22 and 23. And yeah, it's going to be around a 151, I think, towards the line. Yeah, 151.3. So he goes 18th position. Peter Vall is retired in the pit lane. Do you know what, mate? You may as well come in the pit lane and you all retire, and then we can just get on with the race a little bit earlier. Jensen has just started up on his lap as well. Now, I'm going to ride on board with this because I'm really keen to see if Jensen cannot invalidate this lap. He's done so on 2 occasions so far tonight, and coming out of turn 3 nearly did there. But Jensen, 19th position, Jesse. 19th? Championship leader right at the top end of the standings. Jensen has got to hope, beyond hope, for an absolute miracle. Even if he does get a flying lap in here.
He just needs to make a comeback through the fields. Now, but yeah, at start he will gain some positions, I think. Because start is always chaotic with some collisions maybe, and crashes.
Yeah, he nearly went in the wall, coming out of turn number 8 there as well, in towards the Singapore sling. Nice negotiated through there from the Alpine driver, coming through turn 11. Then, of course, the Anton Bridge crossed through turn 12, and then into the hairpin at turn 13. That kink doesn't get counted as a corner. So Jensen now coming through the hairpin. And compared to actually the dry compound lap that we saw for Montana and Liu, this actually is not too bad. It's a 13 flat in the middle sector. Take Liu's middle sector, Jensen's only around 10 seconds really off the pace in that middle sector. It might seem like a lot, but when it's dry transitioning to inters, especially if it's going to happen in the race, that could be the potential gain out on track within the race. Obviously, if the track conditions were obviously going to change. But Jensen coming through turns 19, then through the underpass of 20 and 21. MedTC is retired out of the session as well, and that's in the pit lane. Physical's also done the same as Jensen now comes around the final corner. Is he going to go ahead of Harmon on the run to the line? He does. 51 flat, goes ahead of Harmon. Harmon is back out there on a lap though. So the main battle, it seems, for qualifying is between 18th and 19th position. Everyone else is going to stay in the same position.
Yeah, they were also. Jensen was too late out on track. Same for Harmon, same for Mattis. So there was zero grip. Is Harmon improving? That's the question now.
Ooh, yeah, he's 800 up. 800 up through the first sector. 30 seconds to go, by the way, in qualifying. Montana out on top, Liu in second, Macho in third. If that's the sign of things to come, then obviously Switzerland is going to beat the Netherlands in the semi-finals tonight for Eurovision. So there we are.
Please.
What was that?
Dutchies on top.
The Dutchies have to be on top. Yeah, I think the Dutchies have got a really good chance of winning the semi-final actually in Eurovision tonight. Of course, that's at 8 PM, so we're going to be going a little bit into that. But if you're a Eurovision fan like me, you can watch it. The rain, by the way, is intensified quite a lot actually on this lap that on board with Harmon. And Harmon's 4 times up. Jensen's not improving. Jensen, I think, crashed in the wall somewhere out on track. So Harmon there out on a lap. Henry and YS Brand also on a lap as well. But Harmon coming through, turn 16, 17. Of course, where PK Gate, Renault Gate happened through in the first ever race around in 2008. And of course, if it wasn't for COVID, this would be the 15th running of the Singapore Grand Prix, believe it or not, this season. But it's not. It's only the 13th running, because obviously we didn't come here in 2020 and 2021. As Harmon now comes through the final corner, should be 150, I think, from Harmon, on the run to the line. Yeah, 150.6, good lap from him. And YS Brand's coming around the final corner. He's going to remain in P10. He's invalid on that lap as well. And that, my friends, is the end of qualifying. A very uneventful qualifying, to say the least, at the end there. But certainly at the beginning, it was very eventful. But it's Montana out on top. Liu in second, Macho in third. Really good racing, actually, from all three. Really good lap times by, especially Montana and Liu there, first and second. He's 4 tenths clear of Macho. That's a big gap that Liu has got over Macho. Barak there in fourth and a set of mediums has probably just won this race. Henry there in fifth, Pettervoll in sixth, Marley there in seventh, showing his good form from last week as well. Physical there in eighth, Stephen in ninth, Weiss Brown ran off the top 10, then Zapala in 11th, Yona in 12th, watch out for him in the race. Hawk in 13th, Davidenko 14th, Ryan 15th, Bunty 16th, Metisi another one to watch out for if he's in a going day in 17th, Harmon in 18th, Jensen definitely a one to watch out for 19th, and of course Vaporizer after his family emergency has obviously retired and has literally left the session, so he's not going to be competing here tonight, and hopefully all is well on Vaporizer's end, and we wish your sister the very best health at the end of tonight, and hopefully she is going to be recovering very well from whatever might be happening, of course, there. But Montana out on top, Lewis alongside him. It looks to me as if it's on paper that Montana is going to win, but Barak in fourth, that's at a medium compound tyres. How good do you think they will be in the early stages of this race? Because it'll seem to me, normally when I commentate around here, Jesse, Montana goes, set a soft compound tyres, tries to get about a 3-second lead, and then the pack close back on him. Is that what's going to happen tonight in the early stages of this race?
It could be mediums really have an advantage now, obviously also with the rain that is maybe coming at the end of the race. We will just see if it hits the track, and then it's inters. I'm excited now to see the tires outside of the top 10. Yeah, almost everyone on hard, a part of Vaporizers, Ghost and Hulk. The rest everybody outside the top 10 on the hard tires, so they will just go until the rain.
Yep, if the rain's coming, 60 minutes into the race, it'll be the final couple of laps, probably be the last 5 laps, I would think. But if it's anything like last night in F4, obviously it was very changeable conditions. We had a full wet start to the race, then it went to inters, and only in the last 3 laps it went to dries. And Kostya, who I'm sure is probably going to be watching this race, congratulations by the way on that race win, because Kostya last night was so dominant. Are we going to see Montana possibly dominate here tonight, or is anybody else going to try and find weaknesses in each other to try and win this race? Because I'm immediately looking at Barak on that set of mediums in fourth. He's got the best chance out of everyone, but then I'm looking further down the field and thinking, who's going to challenge him? It could be a straight up fight between Montana and Barak tonight.
It could be, depends on all the strategies, I think. Can Montana do a soft medium until the rain?
He could do. He could do. It depends when the rain's coming. If Montana's obviously said the rain's coming at the end of the race, that normally means there's going to be, 10 laps possibly until the end of the race. Anywhere between 10 laps and the end of the race, that's where you're going to get that transition onto the wet compound tyres. Yuri saying as well in the chat he also won yesterday. Congratulations, Yuri, on that race win. Hopefully it's going to be an uneventful but clean race here tonight in Singapore, because I don't want to repeat of F4 and I don't want to go through that 2 nights in a row at all. But, Jesse, the final cars are coming around the onto the grid as they come through the final couple of corners. Who is your top 3? Because it's a bit of a mixed-up grid.
P1 Barak, P2 Montana, and P3 Mali.
Marley, interesting. So double podium potentially on Marley for the on cards for Marley there in 7th. I'm gonna go Montana for the win. I'm sorry, Barak. I just think he's gonna get involved in something throughout this race. So Montana for the win. I'm gonna go for Henry for 2nd, and I'm gonna go Jensen for 3rd.
That would be a really good comeback from him if he can make that.
Yeah, 19th on the grid. Basically up to 3rd. That'll be really, really good performance, I think, if he can pull that off. But the 5 red lights are now coming on here in Singapore. Round 10 of the championship, an FRL F1, and it's lights out and away we go already. And Montana gets an electric start off the line, and Lou is bogged down because Macho's going to be on the outside line of him in towards turn number 1. But Barak tries to hold the inside line and holds on to 4th at the minute. But Montana leads coming through turn 3. Lou there in 2nd, Macho on 3rd, Barak in 4th. Henry and Marley are having a side-by-side fight coming out of turn number 4, and now in the run in towards turn 5, and on the run down down Raffles Boulevard and toward Memorial Corner. Yona has lost a bit of front wing as well, I think, in the background. He's dropped a number of positions further down the field. Stephen Osh on the back of Pettervol trying to hunt him down, and side by side actually in the background between them, Sapala and Hawk, and they're going side by side into Memorial Corner, and Sapala absolutely sips that one through, and he nearly went in the wall coming out of turn number 7, around the outside of turn number 8. He holds on to the position, so Sapala through and he's into 11. Hawk has clearly got something wrong, maybe a little bit of damage on the car, tries to go all the way around the outside, and fair play to Hawk. He held that one brilliantly. There's a Mercedes running on the background, that's MedTC who was spun, so MedTC has spun right down the back of the field, but Montana absolutely electric out of the blocks, leads the way. Lou in second, Macho in third, Barack in fourth. Pretty much the top 4 remain as they are. Marley has gained a couple of positions off the start, so he's gained 2 positions off the start. Henry there in 6th, Pettervall in 7th. Very uneventful in the top half of the field. Yona obviously lost a few positions. Was it a spin or a bit of front wing damage? Because it looks like Yona lost 7 positions there.
I don't see on my screen front wing damage, but if it was an incident, a part of that, it was a clean first lap.
Yeah, it was a clean first lap indeed. MedTC also spun down at the field. Vaporize is obviously going around in AI mode. I think Ryan and Yona possibly got caught up in something. Depends on seeing if everyone is going to keep on going on this first lap. Montana obviously sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's 9/10 clear ahead of Lou, down in towards turn number 1. Match up there in 3rd, Barack in 4th. This is where the mediums will start coming into play already. Yona has got damage. He's coming into the pit lane. Vaporize's AI has been overtaken as well right down the back of the field. So Yona, clearly, something happened coming out of turn number 4. That is why he went in the wall, and that is why he's now down at 20th position. He needs a safety car, ideally, to come back into contention. Running down in toward Memorial Corner, Stephen Osh on the back of Pettervall, 7th and 8th position at this moment in time. Jensen, by the way, has made up a number of positions off the start. He's gained 3 positions, actually, off the start. He's on the back of Harmon and Bunty, and he's caught in a bit of a pocket here, but predicted pit stop strategies popping up on my screen. Lap 19 to 29. On just at a medium compound tyre potentially for Jensen.
It could be, but maybe the rain is early if there will some safety cars come. Montana already 1 second away of Lewis' pace. Is really good compared to Lou. Lou doesn't have the best pace right now in this stage. And also the mediums of Baraki can follow Lou and Macho good on these tires.
Yeah, I think something happened to Jensen further down the field. He was right on the back of Harmon, and now he's 1.4 seconds off as Jensen hit the wall somewhere out on track. Just looking back, it's 1.5 seconds behind. Harmon's attacking Bunty in front of him, but Jensen has definitely got some sort of front wing damage on that car. He's hit the wall. I think it's the right side end plate. I think he's missing a little bit. Oh, as Montana is into the pit lane. Montana in from the lead of the race, and that is not actually out of the playbook at all. I'm actually not surprised he's done that, because he needs to go onto that set of hard compound tyre towards the end of the race. And it will be set of mediums, actually. So set of mediums going on for Montana. Jensen obviously in the pit lane after his damage. Montana is coming out in clear air. But what that does, though, is bring Lou right into play, or Macho, I should say, right into play on Lou. And here we go, down Raffles Boulevard, in towards Memorial Corner. Round the outside goes Macho, absolutely sails on by. And the Dutchman gets the move done on his fellow countryman. And he's through and he's into the lead of the race. Purple first sector as well. And Macho made that one look very, very easy.
He made it with the DRS, but also really interesting strategy for Montana. And Jensen, he had damage, he pitted to the medium compound tire, and now he's last.
He is, he's even behind Yona, and Yona obviously came in the pit lane, 2 laps earlier. So Yona there 19th, Jensen there in 20th, and 2 really strong drivers. In fact, actually, TTML F1 leader of the standings, TTML F2 leader of the standings, 19th and 20th position respectively at the back of the field. Not normally what you see from those 2 out on track, but this is Singapore and it really comes back to bite you on the backside, that is for sure. Montana, by the way, has already gained a second on the back of MedTC. Those mediums are so much quicker than everyone else out on track, and I would not be surprised if Macho, Lou start to follow him in, because they've got a real good gap between himself and Vaporize's AI. They've basically got a 17-second gap to go into. I would not be surprised if one of these 2 comes in, and Lou, in fact, does come in the pit. So Lou is into the pit lane. From 2nd position on the grid. Macho sets a new fastest lap of the race. And Henry also in, Pettervol in.
Interesting to see from Lou. Petter gains a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It could be for undercut on Macho. I was It's damage on Lou's car.
Yeah, damage on Lou's car, so obviously he's hit the wall somewhere out on track. YS Brand, by the way, on the back of Physical. The Finn now under pressure from the CRE man. The CRE man turns off his EOS. I don't think he's going to go under this down the inside line. And YS Brand stays in behind. P6 though on debut, looking quite good and looking quite quick on the back of the Finn. As the yellow flag to the first sector, and that is Petterball round coming out the pit lane.
Is there any damage is now the question.
Looking back, I can't see any. Oh, no, yeah, he's got right side end plate damage.
Then he needs to pit again.
He does. He does, and now he'll be down at the back of the field. Yono obviously passes Vaporizer's AI at the back of the field. And Jensen obviously will get through in the meantime as well. Macho, though, mediums are coming into play, you can tell. 5 tenths per second now, the gap between Macho and Barack. It was a second going out onto this lap, so Macho has made a mistake somewhere. And this DRS is very potent around this track, where there is DRS zones, obviously. Barack there in second. Macho leading the way. There is a fight, by the way, going halfway down the field. Métis C nearly in the wall, and in fact in the wall. Coming out of turn 14. Not if you've got left side end plate damage on the car. He weaves. I don't know what he was weaving for there. He went in the wall by himself. As Montana now is obviously 5.5 seconds behind. Ryan can hold up Métis C a lot, but Macho, interestingly, staying out. And Barack's all over the back of him towards turn 1.
Barack is really close to Macho. The mediums are now coming into play, as you said earlier. We expected it to be really early. Look at Mali, he's also close. He can also maybe go with the DRS for overtake on Macho, as Macho makes a mistake now. Out of turn 4, as I said, that good. Maybe Mali can go for the
look at this.
Down the inside.
Oh, just about has it on the inside line. Macho those on the inside line for turn number 8. Nearly force him in toward the wall, but Marley should have the traction, should get the job done in towards Penang, and he does. Marley through and he's into second. Nice move that, and actually Macho's coming back at him, down in towards the Singapore sling. Don't want to go side by side down here, my friends. And the Mercedes actually does go side by side through the Singapore sling with Marley. Marley's on the inside line for the Anderson Bridge. And now, actually, I've gone with the wrong driver, Stephen Osh. Think there was a little bit of damage possibly in there. They went side by side across the Anderson Bridge, and Macho comes out on top. So Macho there in second, Marley in third. I'm not sure if there was end plate damage actually on the left side for Marley. I think he's got away with it. So Barack leads the way. Macho in second. I cut off the camera completely, so I didn't see all of that. But Macho was ahead of Marley, and that's the most important thing. He's through and he's into second.
Fair racing between each other. Whether better that was, and Barack, he has an advantage of that battle. He's now almost 2 seconds away of Macho, and now Petter gets again a 5-second time penalty. Cross the pit lane, exit right line. If I was Macho in this position, I would box, and he does it.
Should have put it in last lap around, I think. He should have put it in last lap around. Montana is behind Ryan, just for... And they're coming through turn 20 and 21, so they're coming through the final sector, while Macho is in the pit lane, and obviously his Mercedes pit garage is right at the top end of the pit lane, so he's got no chance. He's going to be about 10 seconds maybe behind Montana coming out the pit lane. That is how much time he's actually lost coming out the pits. Physical hasn't got DRS, as YS Brand is now going to pull to the inside line. Dan Raffles Boulevard on the inside line, gets the job done, and he's through. Oh, as Physical actually taps the back end of him, and YS Brand's round. YS Brand is round. Physical caught him there on the outside, in the back of him, and YS Brand is sent round, so Physical escapes the scene. Either that was just a pure moment on the curb, but it looked to me there was a bit of contact there. Physical's through into P4, and Sapalo and Hawk obviously gained 3 positions. How's Hawk, by the way, in 6th?
I don't know, but I saw Jensen spun also. Not a really good race for him so far. He's down into P18. Only Vaporizer's AI and Petter behind.
Oh my god!
For me.
That's insane! Davidenko has just gone around the outside of the Anderson Bridge. I know YS Brand's got damage, but that was insane. Davidenko has literally just done maybe overtake of the season on YS Brand. As I say, I don't really care that he's got damage. As Pedal is out of the race, he's retired in the pit lane. But YS Brand has obviously got left side end plate damage. Davidenko, though, what happened there is YS Brand went too deep in towards turn 11. Davidenko just completely went around the outside of him through turn 12. Absolutely beautiful move. And the Spaniard's through and he's into 7th. That was insanity, as Montana is on the back of MTC as well.
Really good overtake from Davidenko. And Montana is back close at the back of Matt TC is making up positions really quick
Come
now
on.
on this 3 lap of medium, and he will send it down the inside there.
Should be easy. Montana down the inside line, MTC gave him room. Lovely driving. Montana through and he's into 10th. He has had a bit of traffic though. Harmon and Bunsey in front. Sapala is through on physical as well. That is down into a Memorial corner. So, Sapala through and he's into 4th, carrying on his good form from last week as well. From Belgium finishing in P3 obviously. Marley finishing in P2 and Montana pulls alongside. Bunsey just decides to let him go. I don't blame him to be honest, but Bunsey there down in P10. Montana through and he's into P9. P8 is on the cards because Harmon is there in front of him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go around the outside of the Singapore's thing to get this move done. Or be on the inside, maybe. No.
No. He needs to wait for the DRS. Or maybe do the same as what Davidenko did as Armin makes a mistake.
Look at how far Macho's behind, though. Macho's 8 seconds behind, and Montana's crashing on the back of him! Montana's out the race! Montana, the championship leader, is out of the race! And it's a VSC!
Car, I think.
It's a VSC!
It's
a safety car.
It is now a safety car.
What on earth was that?
Harmon braked early on his hard. That's just normally on his hard tires. And then Montana goes into his back, and then DNF. Nice moving is Montana saying in the chat.
That's what
will look at it for sure.
That's what I was going to do. I mean, it's difficult because it's an off-camber corner coming out of turn 12. But I get what Montana's going at here because I was riding on board with him and it looked like Harmon just moved across, basically, to cover the line. And Montana was easily going to get down the inside line. He was going to get the move done. That just wasn't needed. It wasn't needed at all. However you look at it, it's a silly incident that should have been avoided. Simple as.
This could be easily avoided, but now, yeah, Jensen has luck with this safety car. He could lead the championship now. Difference is only 6 points, and now he can gain some good points. Now Montana retired sadly from this race here in Singapore. Volk is leading, Davidenko in P2, Barek pitted for a new set of medium tyres, he is in P3. So props will be the quickest of the field, Barek?
Yeah, he probably will be. I mean, he's down in, what, P3? Oh, I mean, he's on fresh mediums as well. He's on fresh mediums. He's came out in P3, and he's got Hawk and Davidenko around. Yeah, he's in much better position compared to everyone else. But I wouldn't rule out Stephen Osh at this point. Vaporize has retired into the pit lane. That's a weird one on me. He's retired in the pit lane. He rejoined the session. He rejoined the session.
I think he rejoined and then took his car over and so, oh yeah. Worthless to drive now. She was almost a lap down, or he was a lap down, so he just retired, I think.
Yeah.
I think that is respect to not annoy the other drivers with that ghost that left cars.
Yeah, he came into the pit lane and he retired in his pit box, I believe, but his car is then still driven out on track. That is how flawed the Codemasters game is.
I think it will retire at the Marshall.
Yeah, now it has.
It will.
And there you go. The car has now gone out on track, but now brings about the interval timings, which obviously fix themselves at the end of this lap. But safety car out on lap 8. Hawk leads the way. Davidenko in second. Barak in third. Bunsey fourth. MedTC in fifth. Ryan, Marley, Stephen Osh, Macho and Sapala ran off the top 10. And Physical, YS Brand, Henry, Lou, Harmon ran off the top 15. Yona in 16th. Jensen right down the back of the field in 17th. And do you know how you said, obviously, Jensen is in a really good shout now to actually gain points. He's still not in the points. He's nowhere near the points. He's in 17th. He's got drivers ahead of him on the same strategy as him. Jensen has had an absolute nightmare of a race so far. And if he's got to hope that people crash ahead of him.
And he has a 3-second time penalty. So that's also not good for him. As Yona ahead of him doesn't have a penalty. Alwyn, he has 3 seconds. Maybe it will be more if Montana reported the incident, so we'll look at that. Lou without penalties, Henry without penalties, Eastgrund without penalties, Fisco then with penalty, and then it's a long way to make positions, I think.
Yeah.
Also without DRS now, and maybe some DRS trains after the safety car restart.
Yeah, Jensen is in a real world of trouble. As I was saying there, he's got to hope that people crash in front of him or get involved in incidents in front of him. That's the only way I think he can pick up points tonight. Because he went in the wall by himself, is what we'll say, because there was nobody near him. He went in the wall by himself. And I know he shredded weight and everything by getting his appendix removed and whatever in the last week. But Jensen, this is not the best from Jensen that we have seen tonight. He is much better than this. He is the championship contender. Montana's now out the race. Jensen there, 17th, is completely out of the points. So, potentially, we're going to see a major swing with the likes of Lou. The likes of... I need to get up the standings again. But you know who I mean. The guys in behind, safety cars coming in the slap, but the guys in behind, this is their open goal opportunity to get closer to Montana and Jensen.
Rek could also lead this championship if he wins here. Then he will lead it by 2 points, and if he gets fast lap, 3 points. So don't count him out, James. He can win it, maybe, if he is on the right strategy, if the rain comes. Obviously, he was contender last season also, I thought. And there it was decided in Saudi Arabia, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So let's see what he can do. He can gain some points also now.
He can indeed, and he'd be hoping, of course, to wrap up that championship that deserted him last season because of that brilliant battle that he had with Jensen, of course, last season. But Hawk is now the virtual monitor. I never thought I'd be saying that this race. He's now the virtual safety car, and he's now probably going to go out and towards turns 22 and 23. He's got to back up really nicely. There's a bit of scrimmaging in the back of the field. I'm not sure if Bunty just went in the back of Barack there, coming through the final couple of corners, but I think he got away with it. Hawk ran the final corner, on the run to the line, already blast past, and Barack is on the back of Davidenko. The Spaniards are going to go side by side, maybe down in towards turn number 1, but they're not going to be close enough as YS Brand's going down the inside of Physico. Beautiful move that is down the inside line. Physical has to give way, and YS Brand through, making moves already. He's doing his into 11th. Harmon as well, fighting with Lou, and Lou I think is going to try and get this on the undercut coming out of the turn 5, and actually Yona dived down the inside line, and Stephen Osher's in the wall. Stephen Osher's in the wall, and there's more contact, and I don't know who was spun there. There's a front wing gone somewhere for an Alfa Romeo. That's Sapala that's dropping down right at the back of the field. Yes, Sapala getting out of the way. Don't know what happened there. The camera angles did not help me at all. Hawk leads the way. Davidenko second, Barack third.
Jensen down the inside.
Jensen's got damage. Oh, and Harmon's got damage as well, and Jensen has to go, and Davidenko's through into the lead of the race. Hawk is side by side with him, down into the Singapore sling, and Hawk gets the move back done for the race lead. Oh my god! Who's that? Is that Macho? Macho has picked up a 3-second penalty, but that was an absolute send down the inside line. This is getting hectic here in Singapore. This would be like F4.
Oh, and there almost a Ferrari spun there with Mali. What a chaotic is it now?
YS runs down the inside of Marley in the meantime, 7th and 8th. Henry and Ryan are side by side as well. And they're still side by side through 16 and 17. Henry on the inside line gets the job done. Ryan through and he's down in 10. What the hell happened there? Hawk leads the way. Devil in second, Barack in third. And that was probably one of the messiest restarts I think I've ever seen.
What a restart that was. There was so much chaotic, so much battles, so much almost people colliding.
On Barack's through.
Barack is through on Davidenko.
Here's Macho as well.
Macho and Bunty.
Yeah. Job done.
Dutchman gets the move done. And Stephen Hosh gets a 5-second time penalty now for being in pit lane. Harmon into the pit lane. And Sapala, who has no front wing.
I think Ryan's got damage as well. Jensen got away with that. I think it was Harmon, the one that picked up damage. I saw a blue end plate. Oh, and there's more collisions. Lou has gone into the back of Ryan, and I think Jensen left him very short of room, and it's a VSC because he's lost his front wing completely as Ryan. So Ryan in the wall. And that was because Jensen left him too short of room there. I'm sorry to say, you might be in second in the championship and you might be having a really bad race, but come on, standards have got to be withheld and standards have got to pick up because, obviously, Stephen Osh, Harmon, Sapala, with that VSC actually, that's really fortunate for them because they've just came out the pit lane. The VSC was came out when they were halfway down the pit lane. So Stephen Osh, Harmon and Sapala have just gained, technically, a free pit stop on everyone else.
Yeah.
Mad. Absolute mad. Unbelievable. Hawk leads the way. Barak in second. Davydenko in third.
Oh,
And Sapala's picked up a
more
drive-through
bad luck.
penalty for
More
VSC.
bad
And there was
luck for him.
another penalty there as well, I think. It was Harmon. Yeah, you're right. Harmon picked up a drive-through penalty as well. I don't know what's going on here, to be honest, in Singapore. It's one of these races that just makes me wonder.
Barak is really close to Hulk.
He is
He
coming.
will overtake him, I think, down the inside of turn 1.
Should do. He's on the back of him. Hawk is there in the lead of the race. And Barak, I think, is probably going to get this move done in towards turn number 1. Actually, I don't think he's going to be close enough. DRS is now enabled. Macho, though, is close enough on the back of Davydenko. Down the inside line towards turn number 1. Job done for Macho. Through knees into third. And there's a yellow flag through the final corner. That's Henry round. Henry
is no front wing more.
And we've just had a VSC, so I don't think there'll be one coming after that. Barak that was on the back of Hawk. This should be the easiest move you'll see all night. There's Barak on the inside line. It will be on the inside for Memorial Corner. Around the outside of turn 6. Gets the job done. And he's into the lead of the race. And Yona is also through a Marley in the background as well.
Macho close on Hulk. Where will he overtake the German in the McLaren now?
Yeah, Macho's just got to wait his turn, I think. And actually, do you know what? I'm saying this. He's down the inside and into the Singapore swing. Hawk out wide. And now they're going to fight side by side once again. Oh, Macho's outdone him. What a move that is. What a move that is.
Maybe the best overtake we see now.
That's overtaking the season.
Singapore. Maybe it is.
And Davydenko's going to try and follow through on the back of Hawk as well. But that, from Macho, was just special. Round the outside, across the Anderson Bridge, into the hairpin, got the job done, through knees into second, Hawk there in third, Davydenko in fourth, Davydenko not close enough that time, but Macho, this is the real Macho, out tonight, and he's out to play. Brilliant move. Oh, as he nearly lost it in the wall coming out of turn 19. Goodness me, very much a slide there, but Macho now on the back of Barak.
Sapala with a 3-second time penalty. But that move from Macho, wow, what a move. Respectable racing also to each other, so should be
his
respect to Hulk also for the respectable racing.
YS runs down the inside on a MTC, sorry to cut you off there. MTC goes deep into turn 2. YS runs on the back of him, and they don't want to collide through there, coming out of turn 4. And now in towards turn number 5. Jensen, by the way, ran the outside of Marley. In towards turn number 5. Brilliant move by Jensen. Gets the job done. He's through. And now YS Brand's going to hunt down ATC, but he's not going to be close enough down the straight, down Raffles Boulevard. And Jensen there in 8th. Brilliant move by Marley. That's 2 moves in the space of, what, half a lap there we've seen. And YS Brand's now going down the outside of ATC to make it 3 moves in about as many laps as possible. And YS Brand tries to go all the way around the outside through Penang Corner. Jensen's going to be possibly on the inside for the Singapore swing. But YS Brand not going to get the move done here. And ATC hangs on for 6th.
Really good battle between this. Yona pitted to a new set of soft tyres. Henry sadly retired in the pit lane. So 0 points for Alfa Romeo at this moment in the constructor standings.
Yeah, really unfortunate. And Sapala obviously down in 16th as well. Yeah, down the fin, not really going well. I think here tonight, obviously, podium finished last week in Belgium. There's a yellow flag at the VSC. What for? Who's crashed? Oh, Harmon has crashed. That's who. Harmon has crashed. He's lost his front wing, and there's a VSC deployed.
VSC again in a short time. We will see some pit stops maybe from the hard runners and medium runners. Yeah, we have Hulk now only on a world race set of mediums. He's staying.
I don't think we will.
Everyone is staying out.
VSC's ending, I think. Yep, VSC's ended, and there we go. And YS Brand's right on the back of ATC, down towards turn number 1. Not going to think about going around the outside here, is he? Tries to get the job done, and the CRE man, no, the CRE man, not the CRE man, is in P7 on the back of ATC. Goodness me, I don't know where that reference was coming from. Marvel reference, I think that was. But YS Brand now on the back of ATC. ATC surely going to be passed here by YS Brand on fresher tyres. Gets the job done, and he's into 6th. And he had to wait for that. But waiting is an absolute virtue around here in Singapore, and he gets the job done as Jensen's going to try and filter down the inside line, and Marley's actually going to be side by side with him in towards Penang at turn 9. Look at the Ferrari down the inside line, but Jensen hangs on.
More break for the Alpine driver on the medium tyre with Marley on the hard. tyre behind. Interesting train to see from Hulk to Marley.
Yeah.
Jensen locked up, I think.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of concertina effect in that as well. Marley went in the back of Jensen. Don't think there was any damage from anyone there, so they were all fine. Halfway through, by the way, here's the roll call. Barak leads the way. Macho in second. Hawk in third. Davidenko in fourth. Bunty fifth. Wyatt Brand in sixth. He's on the back though with Bunty, possibly looking for fifth. Matey C there in seventh. Jensen in eighth. Marley in ninth. Lou in top 10. And Stephen Osh, Yona, Physical, Ryan, Sapala top 15. Harman is into the pit lane once again. He's about to be lapped actually by the leader. Barak, who was pulling away from Macho in front. 2 seconds the gap. And Wyatt Brand is treating like this race as an IndyCar race, to be honest, because he's right on the back of Bunty, shoving him through the final couple of corners. And look at this, because he's going to get the move done in towards even before turn number 1. Job done. And Jensen is side by side with Matey C. Teammate and TTML gets the job done. He's through and he's into 7th. So 2 moves there. Wyatt Brand through and he's into 5th. Jensen through into 7th. And Marley gets another move done on Matey C.
Matty C gone a little bit right there. Marley overtook him easily in the inside on the racing line.
Jensen on the back of Bunty.
For the move now on Bunty. We know what happened in Imola, I thought, with that 2 guys. They had a little bit of incidents, but now they have not, hopefully.
Jensen, no matter how you see that incident, by the way, with Jensen early on in the race, with, who was it? Was it Harman? I'm tempted to say. It was somebody.
I don't know who exactly.
He cut up somebody coming through turn number 4. I think it was. I'm sure it was Harman. But Jensen's in there in P6. That's how good his race is going now. He's there in P6. He's got so much pace, and this is Jensen now fighting back from pretty much death and despair. And he's got to go to the inside and towards 10-14. No, he doesn't. YS Brand hangs on for 5th. Jensen there in 6th. But YS Brand, to be honest, I didn't make much of him. Coming in from that qualifying session, he was down the field as... Is it raining? It is raining! It's raining out on track!
It's raining! It's raining. I think lap 20.
Lap 18. It'll be about lap 18, lap 19, I think.
I say lap 20.
See what we...
Jensen almost lost it! That was really close. Well, a save from him.
YS Brand's going to have to get this move done though on the back of Davidenko, down the inside line and towards turn 1, pretty much forces him to the right hand side, and that is lovely driving that by YS Brand. He's through and he's into 4th. This man, it's his debut here, remember, in FRL tonight. He looks like a seasoned professional. This is brilliant driving. Marley's through on Bunty as well on the back of Shot, and YS Brand now on the back of Hawk. Surely this is going to be a let through by Hawk. This should be P3 for YS Brand. But actually, he's not using up any ERS because he's lacking the ERS. Jensen, in the meantime, side by side with Davidenko. Just got all the way around the outside of Memorial Corner, forced off track there. Davidenko got caught in the curb, and Jensen now down the inside line, sends it. Beautiful move, and he's through and he's into 5th. And Hawk, obviously, absolutely hemorrhaging time out on track. YS Brand, though, doesn't even care. To the inside line, to the Singapore sling. Oh, that's a lovely move.
Where a move. Where a move that was from Iceland.
Hawk was a bit early, though, on the brakes there.
He was, but where the debut he has right now.
He's got pace. He's got serious amounts of pace. It all depends though how this rain falls.
He already gained 7 positions, so.
Oh, Jensen down the inside of Hawk. 10-14 tries to get the job done. Has got the job done. Gets the traction. Gets the move done. Jensen through and he's into 4th. These two, YS Brand and Jensen, put on an absolute overtaking masterclass out on track. I don't know where we got YS Brand from. Can we keep him? Can we keep him full time? He's driving brilliantly. Macho, by the way, though, has lost a lot of time to Barak. It's 3.2 seconds now the gap for the lead.
Maybe next season, if Icebrand signs up, he can be a full-time driver later in the season. If someone will drop of their full-time season for some reasons.
Davidenko on the back of Hawk. Davidenko might get the switch back, coming out of turn 2, in towards turn 3. Marley's trying to have the undercut as well, and Davidenko tries to go for the overcut around the outside through turn 4, into turn 5. Marley's on the inside line, bit of hand of rage there from the Ferrari. Gets the job done though, he's into 6th, and now hunts down Hawk with the spray kicking up on the circuit now. Hawk is under pressure from Marley. There's going to open a whole can of worms in behind, and Marley's into the back of Hawk. But gets the job done around the outside. Oh, and he leaves him well short of room. Bunty takes good avoiding action there and all of that, because that could have been easily in the wall. and Hawkins turned around, and Marley got the job done, but he left him short of room, and it's very similar to what we saw with Jensen earlier on in the race. They just leave each other short of room.
Yeah, if it's going to be recorded, I think he will be penalised for it.
Yep.
Normally it's a 5-second time penalty for not leaving the cars with. It could be if Hulk is reporting it, but we will just see what stewards will do. I think decisions are mostly out on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, Hawk, if he decides to report that, there probably won't be a lot in it, but there's clearly one driver at fault there, and it was Marley. Marley, I know he had good pace there, but he could have got it done a lot cleaner, and do you know what, he possibly could have even waited for turn number 8 and got the job done down the inside line, but then again, these guys want to move as Barack leads the way, and he's dropped time.
I get it on my screen now, a little bit of water, so it is getting wet heavier as I'm looking on board now with the race leader Barack. Absolutely dominant pace for now. Yes.
It's losing to the pit lane. I wonder if this is for Inters.
It's early. I think this is too early to pit for Inters.
It's a lap or two too early, I think.
But he
some wing change.
But he can, yeah. Damage and Inters.
Have to.
Let's see if he will gain time on the car ahead.
Oh, Bunty! Sorry to cut you off. Bunty down the inside on a Davidenko through turn number 7. Gonna try and get the move done around the outside here. In towards turn 8. The Aston Martin, surely with fresh traction. Oh, that's beautiful by Bunty. Thurney's into 6th. But Davidenko now gets a switch back on him. Down into the Singapore Sling, and they go side by side, the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. And I think the Aston Martin gets the job done. Davidenko didn't want to risk that, and he gets the job done.
Again.
Yep.
Rain is hitting the track now as I'm looking on board again now with Barack. So it's soon Inters. Maybe you made the right choice. Sapala pits for Inters. Also front wing change on a car. But it is hitting the track right now, the rain.
It's about half a lap too early, I think. Barack is staying out. Barack is staying out. Macho is staying out. So there's the big indication.
It's not heavy enough for Inters now.
Yeah, the rain is getting heavier. That's the thing. But have they missed a trick there? They're going to be struggling. No. Lou has lost 3 seconds, though, off the back. Yeah, everyone's staying out at the minute.
I think now at the end of this lap, for lap 2021, then it's time that Inters will become quicker than the slicks.
Macho's losing time, though. Sorry, not Macho. Barack's losing time to Macho. 2 seconds the gap. Was 3 seconds the gap last time around. Was 4 seconds, I think, before that. Macho's taken a second out of Barack. Is it just purely because he's got warmer tyres at this stage? Because he's got 2 lap warmer tyres than Barack. They're both on mediums. Surely Macho's tyres cannot be getting this quick in these conditions. As Stephen Usher's retired in the pits.
Don't know what happened there.
Ooh! Ooh! Macho just nearly went on the wall. And he recovered it, well done.
To pit lane Fisco also. It's almost time for Inters, I think.
Be this lap around. Has to be.
Yeah. Should be.
They'd say lap 18 or 19, and I think, to be honest, well, we'll both agree to disagree. It's going on to lap 20, but if DRS is disabled, it's technically lap 19. It all depends on when DRS gets disabled. But I have a feeling it's going to be DRS disabled when they come in the pit lane, and it'll be this lap around when they decide to come in. The Haas leads the way, Barack. Macho in second. Yeah, Barack stays out. They're both staying out. Really?
Jonah isn't gaining time on the car ahead of him. Now he is a little bit...
Wyatt Brand's in from 3rd. This is for Inters. This is the biggest call. So Wyatt Brand coming in the pit lane. Oh! Who's that crashed? Oh, Tapala. It's fine. It's Tapala through turn 1.
This could be the winning strategy. If we see it at the end of the race, we can say now, hey, he's gonna win. Everything can happen here in Singapore.
Sapala is out in the session, coming out of turn 5. That might be a safety car, and it is. And Wyatt Brand's been absolutely saved YS Brand. Oh, this is going to be so bad, though. He's coming out the pit lane and the safety car's in front of him. He's going to be held up.
Yeah, no,
He's held up massively coming out the pit lane. What's the safety car doing?
Bet my life, Lender. What are you doing?
That is the irresponsibility of the coding in this game. YS Brand.
If the safety car didn't hold him up, he could take the lead.
He wouldn't have. No, I think he'd be third.
Yeah, third or second, I don't know, but the safety car completely held him up coming out of the pit lane, and now, yeah, Bunty is struggling. It's Inter, safe to say.
I'll put it this way now, YS Brand's not going to be even ahead of Jensen coming out the pit lane. Jensen there in third is there. Baraka Macho, there's a lot of spray now being kicked. The DRS has clearly been disabled, I think. We just haven't seen it.
Should be. If DRS is on now, then I don't understand this game. It is too dangerous for DRS now in these conditions. So
well, we've certainly missed it. As Baraka's coming in and Macho's coming in.
Everyone is coming in on the slicks.
Oh, Macho! Oh my god! Look at Macho right on the back of Baraka coming in the pits. Look how much he's gained in terms of the time. He had a completely different delta to Barak. Barak must have been second to his delta time. Macho must have been about 2 or 3 seconds underneath the delta. Is he going to get ahead of coming out the pit lane here? Let's see. There's Barak. Oh, he's just ahead. Barak is just ahead coming out the pits. Jensen in, Marley in, Bunty will be in, Hawk will be in as well. YS Brand got held up by Virtual Bert Marlander. Oh, and I can't believe it! Macho's in the lead of the race coming out the pits!
What happened?
Barak has ghosted. I don't know what happened there, but it's almost as if Barak has ghosted and he had to give up the position. The coding has failed him. The coding on this game has failed him. And Macho now leads the race. Oh, now they let each other through. Barak is now leading. Macho in second. Disaster averted.
I hope he will not get now 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, he won't. He'll be fine now. Should be.
I hope.
And do you know what I said about YS Brand not getting ahead of Jensen? It's true. Jensen's third.
It is true. Just because the safety car held him up. Oh, Barak almost lost it under the safety car.
I didn't even see that. What happened? What happened? I didn't even see it.
He almost spun. He lost a little bit the rear or control of his car and just almost spun out.
Goodness me. What is this race?
Car between them now. Hope he will let Jensen and others through. Because he is a left car and he can't overtake the safety car. Hope it could be in F122. Barak spun! Barak spun! Now he spun under the safety car! There is his lead gone! Bye bye to his leads!
I can't believe it. What are we seeing here in Singapore?
Under the safety car!
How on earth is he... I need to watch this back because I was busy doing something else. I need to watch this back on the stream. Let's have a look. So he's going into the hairpin. Oh, and he's put the power on coming out the hairpin and he's spun. And not only that, he's got up to 8th gear as well. That's the worst possible thing to happen. And Barak's now in third. Barak is in third.
On penalties,
he's fine though.
Yeah.
At this stage.
It will literally depend now how Macho his pace is and how Jensen his pace is. So Harmon, that left car, I think Jensen will be really annoyed of that.
Yeah, be very annoyed indeed. Oh, can this track throw up any more twists and turns?
I can't believe what is happening here right now.
And I don't believe what I'm seeing either. Harmon's ahead of Jensen.
I hope he will move out of the way.
Harmon's trying to be unlapped. But there's no rule in this game saying... Yeah. It's unbelievable. Zook saying, by the way, in the chat, Jesse mouth organ is better than a parrot mouth organ. Well, we're all on lap 21, so have you got a mouth organ handy?
Ruthie is asking, has it been raining for the whole race?
No, it hasn't. It was dry up until lap 15, 16, I'm tempted to say. And the rain has been falling steadily over the last, 5-6 minutes or so. And then inters happened around lap 20, which obviously we saw that on the stream. And that means everyone obviously is now on that sort of intermediate compound tyres and will probably be on that, I would think, until the end of the race, unless the rain is going to due to get heavier out on track. But Macho leads the way, Jensen second, Barak in third, but fly in the ointment because Jensen is behind a lapped car in Harman. This is going to cause absolute chaos underneath the safety car, because that ghost car should not be there, or that AI I should say not be there for Harman. He's a lap down, let him through, try and catch back everyone up, but clearly multiplayer is broken on this game, as Ryan has picked up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
Under the safety car, okay.
Underneath the safety car, yeah, he hasn't joined on the back of the safety car.
Not moving.
Yeah.
He will not.
Oh. At 23 out of 31, we've got, 9 laps to go still in this race.
Yeah, in this crazy race.
See, I've got to say, this is better than F4 last night, because we're still quite close in terms of the racing. But in terms of the amount of chaos that we've had, F4... Oh, safety car's in this lap, what? Safety car's in this lap, that's a very late call. And Harman is now ahead, coming back into the pit lane. Oh, don't say this is going to either disqualify the field. I really hope it doesn't. But Macho ran the final corner, Jensen alongside him. Harman's put into the pit lane, probably going to retire, and he has. As Davidenko's gained on Bunty, but Macho leads towards turn number 1. Jensen now in second, Barak in third, Wyatt Brandon fourth, and actually, Barak down the inside on it. Jensen tries to get the move done, and Wyatt Brandon tries to go all the way around the outside out of turn number 4. Of course, we've got to try and pick up the warmth in these tyres on these conditions, but Macho's already a second clear. Jensen there in second, Barak in third. What a great start by Macho. The Dutchman leads on the run down Raffles Boulevard for the 23rd time. As Wyatt Brand on the back of Barak tries to look for a move, but even with this spray, he's not going to get the move done. Speaking of moves, though, Yona down the inside on a Bunty, and Hawk down the inside of MedTC, trying to get the move done, and Yona goes right around the outside of Bunty. They just about fit too wide, and they get the job done, and MedTC is through on Hawk as well, and he's into 9th. Nice moves there. Yona through, and he's into 7th. MedTC in 9th. Really rather uneventful safety car restart, which is good.
No incident.
Oh, actually, no. Pardon you for a second. Lou around the outside. What a move! He's at the wall on the inside. I don't care. That's a beautiful move.
Where the good moves we are seeing in this race for a Singapore Grand Prix is absolutely a top race, I should say.
And Yona was right on the back of Davidenko and towards turn 14 as well at Kodok corner, but Macho leads the way. Jensen second, Barak in third, Wyatt Brand in fourth. Nothing really happening though.
Marley picked up a 3-second time penalty.
He has. And he's on the back of Wyatt Brand. Look at him. Underneath the grandstand. On the back. The rain is getting a lot heavier, by the way, out on track now. The rain is absolutely teeming down here in Singapore. Might just be the camera. It looks better there, but it is getting a lot heavier, this rain, in the last lap or so. So, maybe a transition to full whites before the end. Jonas nearly lost out the final corner. Well saved. Could have easily hit the wall on the inside, didn't. Could have easily hit the wall on the outside, didn't. Yona in P7 still.
Yes, he touches the back of Davidenko. Maybe now around the outside.
Oh, he's going to think about it, you know. He's going to think about it. Round the outside of Camber. Oh, what a move.
Where the move.
And Davidenko's going to try and hunt him down, but he's not going to get the move done.
I don't know how many times we say good move.
I think we've just seen possibly about 5 overtakes of the season, I think, tonight. That is how good the racing has been in terms of the overtaking. Absolutely unbelievable. Rooty, by the way, is saying, can I show the penalties? Yes, I can. There are the penalties. Macho, 3 seconds. Jensen, 3 seconds. So Barak's in a good position at this point. Marley there on 3. Davidenko on 3. Bunty on 3. Physico on 3. And Ryan, who's back into the pit lane, he is on 11 seconds worth of time. Penalties make that 6 because he's just served a 5-second penalty in the pit lane.
Indeed. Going back on a set of inters.
Don't blame him. I mean, the rain is really heavy though now out on track. I wouldn't have been surprised actually if he came out in a full set of wets and started to catch people. I know it's more than a minute down. He's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose, but perhaps a hell of a lot to gain in the final few laps of this race. But when you see the puddles begin to develop off the line, of the racing line even in Singapore, that is when you know it is probably full wet compound of tyres.
It could be full wet end. Wreck is now 1.8 seconds behind the leader Macho. They have Jensen and Macho, the top two, both have 3 seconds of time penalties. As Hulk picks up a 3-second time penalty now. He has also driven a really good race in my opinion, Hulk.
Yeah, has driven a really astute race. In terms of my prediction, by the way, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, I think, on my prediction. Absolutely no way. Montana's out the race, so my P1's gone. Jensen currently in P2. It's technically in P3, so I'll take that. And who else did I have? Was it Macho?
I thought P2 Henry, and then P1 Montana.
Might have been Henry, yeah. I think it was. And Henry's out the race as well.
I thought Barek one.
Oh! Physico has just done an absolute world-class move around the outside of Hawk. That was through the Penang corner at turn 9, just before the Singapore sling. Physico round the outside of Hawk. Really good battle. Hawk has seemed to come out on the wrong end of every single good overtake tonight. But there, another one has just been made. Physico through and he's in for 11th. Hawk there in 12th. Good respect between them both. That's what we like to see. Gap, by the way, between Macho and Barak, 2.2 seconds. And
close at the end.
Do I get the sense though that the gap is actually increasing rather than decreasing? Because Macho's now beginning to put the hammer down.
Macho's pulling away from Barak, so possibly he can win this race.
He can indeed. Fastest lap, by the way, Yona. Fastest lap, 37.4 on that set of dry compound tyres that he was on, obviously. He's there in sixth. That is not going to be defeated tonight. So Yona has picked up that extra point no matter where he finishes.
It is raining really heavy right now.
Yeah, look at the puddles. I'm on board with Macho coming out of turn 2. The puddles offline. There's the biggest indicator. Oh, and that was a flash. There. Coming through turn number 4. Not sure if anybody else saw that. There was a big white flash on the track there. Maybe a bit of lightning in the mix here in Singapore as well with 6 laps to go.
I didn't see that on my screen.
Yeah, it happened on my screen.
A glitch or something. Also in the qualifying, where your screen, my screen was 30 seconds quicker.
Yeah, see if it happens again. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Ryan. That's round. Yeah, Ryan's round coming out of the hairpin. I think he's got back going again, which is good.
I think he will retire in the pit lane or go to full wet and try something.
I'd go full wet, stay in this race, and then hope maybe. And Lift just said that he's just crashed.
No, no
safety car. Safety car.
It is. Will I think maybe one. Yeah, I don't know. We will go to full wet now. That's the question.
Maybe. Ryan's
maybe he's lost. Maybe he's lost. So.
Can I just say what?
Drivers at the back and risk it.
How on earth did Ryan crash there, by the way? That was at a 14 coming to the kink of 15. How was he crashed there? Or how's his car ended up on the inside of turn 15?
I don't know what happened exactly, but now it's just a question. Who will come into the pit lane for the full wet tires? Macho staying out, Jensen staying out, Rex staying out, Eastburn staying out, Marley staying out, Jonas staying out, Davidenko.
potentially Lou or Physical could come in, I think, or Med TC. One of these three. Yeah, they're all staying out, aren't they?
Yeah. Maybe Hulk. He can risk it. He is gonna risk it.
Yeah, full wet. Gotta be. Has to be, unless he's got damage on that front wing, which we haven't seen. Hulk into the pit lane. There should be for full wet compound of tyres. See, it looks like it's Inters actually. Let's have a look. It is, yeah, it's another set of Inters for Hawk, and they're going to be a lot fresher than everyone else. But I think he's missed a trick there. I really think he should have gone full wet.
Same. Danico picked up some points.
Yeah, he could still potentially pick up some points. He's got no penalties, remember.
I thought he had 3 seconds.
Does he have 3 seconds? Let's have a look.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right, yeah, he does have 3 seconds. It didn't pop up on my screen. That was the case. But yeah, really interesting race going on. Macho leading the way, Jensen second, Barakin third, then Myers Brandon fourth, Marley fifth, Jonas sixth, Davidenko, Bunty, MedTC, Lou, Physico and Hawk are your 12 drivers so far that are still in this race with, what, 4 laps to go after this lap?
A really crazy race with mixing conditions, qualifying, only the first couple of minutes dry, then it was Inters. This race, first 15 laps I believe, or 20 or something, it was dry, and now it's yeah, I think you can say maybe it's full wet, but everyone's still on Inters.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, yeah, 4 laps to go, nobody's going to pit in now. Yeah, Macho obviously leading the way, Jensen second, Barakin third. I believe we're going to be staying out underneath the safety car once again. So, Hawk has not caught up to the back of the safety car queue just yet. So that will mean he is going to be latching on to the back of the field at this point. But Macho on the lead, Jensen second, Barakin third. If you're wondering if you heard any noise, by the way, in the background, I might have been watching the Eurovision Song Contest there in the background, just trying to catch up on the performances while I'm commentating. But there we are, Macho leads the way, Jensen second. We're going to be in the safety car for another lap. So, Macho will lead the way, absolutely teaming down in Singapore as Bunty's into the pits with no front wing. What?
Yeah, I hope he's switching to full wet.
Is he? Blue wall, I think. Full wets? Yep, full wet compound tyre for Bunty. This is a big gamble. It's a big gamble. This rain is not going to get any lighter.
He would anyway go into P12 if he got pits up. So why he shouldn't take the gamble now? Pick up maybe more points than he was in.
Yeah, Bunty there in 12th. This could either make or break his race.
Maybe if his pace is amazing. How much penalties does he have? 3 seconds. So if his pace is amazing, he could maybe finish on the podium.
If these full wets get hooked on right at the start of these final 3 laps, I'm going to say it now, Bunty might win this race. I will say that now. But it all depends on how good those tyres are off this start. If they are off the pace of the Inters, you know it's Inters. But if you know that it is wet, it's going to be wet. And Bunty, I think, knows it's full wet. I think he's going to win this race now. Unbelievably.
Depends on his pace and how quick he gets through the field.
Yeah, safety car's coming in this lap though. 3 laps to go. Macho leads the way. Jensen in second. Barakin third. Who would have thought it, by the way? Jensen, second position in Singapore, wow. Potentially with a penalty coming over himself as well. But they're in second position. Oh, it's there in second, and remember he was right down the back of the field.
He was right down at the back of the field in P20. I remember that. Where he had first or second lap damage already. Spun at one moment of his own. And now he is in P2. Masterclass drive.
Yeah, really good drive, but as I say, Stewards could be coming knocking on his door, I think, after that incident with Harmon, and Macho's gone already. Macho goes.
Poor, no.
He does. He is going on, a bit of slide coming out of turn 21, but now Macho has gone. He's trying to do it the hard way, right from the front. Bunty, by the way, is already on the back of Hawk. Bunty's already on the back of Hawk. The wets are easily coming into play, it seems. Macho leads the way. Jensen there in second. Barack in third. Bunty, though, is going side by side with Hawk. Down in towards turn number 1. The Brit against the German. Gets the job done. Bunty through and he's into 11th. Those tyres look like they're hooked on. Now, all about his pace. Can he try and win this race? 1.2 seconds a gap. He's just losing it slightly. That's more of his pace rather than the tyres. Macho leads the way though. Jensen second, Barack in third. Matey C's had a moment as well. I think he's gone into the wall coming out of turn number 5. And Bunty is on the back and he's catching physical as well. 3 laps to go. Do not rule anything out yet.
Bunty is at P11 right now. The back of Matty C was really struggling on his intermediate tires.
Yeah. Rain has suddenly got a lot lighter.
Time already. I think it's a too short time already for Bunty to win this race.
Look at the rain. Rain's completely gone nearly.
Now, this race is weird. now it seems like it is Inters.
It is Inters. It has to be Inters. For a moment there, it looked like Bunty just completely pulled the wool between everyone's eyes and got on the right strategy. But now, the rain has stopped within a lap, or is going to stop within a lap, and it's full Inters. Out on track once again. But it's, well, it's technically crossover P, but it's going to go more Inters than wets.
It is now 100% Inters. What a crazy race this is.
Yeah, Bunty's losing loads of time now to Matey C. It's now a second. Macho leads the way. Jensen in second. 2 laps to go. Macho's now going to put the throttle right foot on the floor. Bunty overtaken by Hawk. Yeah. Not wet. It's not wet anymore. Davidenko, by the way, got passed by Lou down towards turn 1. So Lou's through and he's into 7th. Davidenko there in 8th. Bunty, though, now, those wets. I said he might win this race. That's what I get for saying that. And there's another flash coming through turn number 5. Coming through the little underpass. Coming through turn 5.
Let me have a look on board with Hulk.
I was on board with Yona there, and it flashed right in the middle of the screen. But, yeah, I might be seeing things.
Nope. I might be not.
Rewind back the stream, because the stream might have picked that up, to be honest. Because I was on board with Yona, and there was definitely a flash, unless it was just the rain coming down the camera lens, which it might well have been. I don't know, though. Macho, though, has put the hammer down. 1.3 seconds now, the gap. I'll go to the gap between the interval time between the leader and third, and it's 2.2 seconds. So Macho needs to gain 0.8 of a second, final lap, to win this race. Jensen needs to gain 2 seconds.
Well, Macho's pace for now is really good. He can win it. Let's see. He is for now on P2 with the gap to Barack. It's just hammer time for both now.
Yeah, 2.3 seconds. Macho is now going to put everything on the line. He has got to treat this final lap as if it was Montana's final lap of the race. He's got to try and channel the inner NSX in this drive through the final corner, across the line to start the final lap of the race, and the gap is 2.2 seconds. Barack at the minute is holding everything nicely at this point out on track, but Macho, not one to be defeated, leads the way. Jensen there in second, then Barack in third, and Barack has lost a bit of time. It's now 2.4 seconds, and Macho beginning to gain. It's the first sector where he's really good, Macho. The middle sector and the final sector, Barack is better because he's out of the slipstream. And Macho leads the way once again into Memorial Corner. Yona is right on the back of YS Brand, running down into Memorial Corner as well, but doesn't get the move done there. But the Williams right on the back of the McLaren, potentially for 4th.
The gap now between Macho and Barack still 2.2 seconds. Barack gains now a little bit of time, now lost a little bit of time. It's gonna be close.
It's going to be really close. 2.3 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Barak's just made a mistake coming across the Anderson Bridge as well. Macho into the Anderson Bridge, into the hairpin. Leading the way. 1.2 seconds of the yellow flag. And that is Bunty actually ran. He committed to that full set of wets. And look at how far he's behind. He's 15 seconds nearly behind Hawk on this final lap. Barak, though, the gap is increasing. The gap is increasing. Macho could do this yet. Coming in towards 16 17. On the final lap of the race here in Singapore. Macho, trying to be the macho man, out on track. Barak trying to channel his inner Spaniard in the wet conditions. 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second the gap now. And Macho, is he potentially on for the race? But I don't think he is. Coming around the final couple of corners, Macho in towards 22 and 23 for the final time. He'll take it out on track, but I don't think he'll take the race win. Macho to the line, wins in Singapore, but Barak on penalties takes the race win, and Bunty has crashed off coming through turn 14. Great race, great ending to that race. Macho tried to do enough, but finishes in second, and Barak wins by 5.5 of a second. Macho there in second, Jensen in third. At least I got one of my predictions right tonight for finishing in third. Great drive by Jensen.
Right. I also have one right with Barak in P1.
He did. Yeah, Barak in P1. And Jensen gets awarded drive of the day, awarded by the in-game fans. Given his drive, I'd probably say not really, because he's got obviously a possible penalty overhanging him. Coming the end of the race, and that's obviously going to be decided by the stewards with that collision with Harmon. I think it was Harmon or Yona, one of the two anyways. But the Haas takes the top step of the podium. It's Barak out on top, Macho in second. Great drive by them all. And in a race that turned out to be a war of attrition, it's Barak who comes out on top and closes in on his championship lead, as I've just been invited for another F1 2021 game, and I will say no to that invite. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a race that was. All the fireworks now.
That race took an hour. And Barak took the win.
An hour?
An hour, just over an hour. 1 minute and 55 seconds that took, that race.
Whoa.
Barak wins.
Qualifying felt like it was 5 minutes. And this
it really
race
did.
is now almost 61 minutes.
61 minutes, Liddy, and Barak comes out on top for Macho in second. Jensen in third from 19th on the grid. YS brand, though, on debut. Brilliant drive in fourth. Yona recovered well there in fifth. Lou in sixth. Marley in seventh. BTC 8th. Davidenko and Physico run off the top 10. Hawk, Bunty, Ryan and Harmon and the rest, of course, who DNF'd out of that race right towards the back end of the field. But Yona saying he could have had a win if I didn't get that damage for the second time. Lou saying every time he hit he tapped the wall, there was no damage, and then I haven't touched a barrier, and I have damage. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, because I saw a glitch last night where the front wings of the Haas disappeared. Lou is in a Haas, so I wonder if there was a bit of a glitch with Haas and Singapore. Not saying anything, but I wonder if there's a correlation between them both, because we saw that last night as well.
I don't know what's wrong with Haas. I'm gonna invite the top 3 into the party. I think Barak is not joining, but we can at least try it.
Yeah, we can at least try, indeed. Great racing, obviously, by the guys out on track. Where would Montana have been in that race if he didn't get collected by Harmon as a result of that incident? It was a silly incident. I'll be brutally honest in saying that. And driving standards could have been a lot better tonight. I know it's Singapore, but you've got to expect high driving standards. This is FRL F1. We're not FRL F3 or F4 standard. Hopefully the driving reflects that going forward in the final 6 rounds of the championship. And of course, we have a track change next week because we do go to Canada because of obviously what's going on in real life in Russia. So Canada replacing Russia next week. And that means we go there for round 11 of the championship, which, to be honest, I'm looking forward to, because Canada's normally a good track.
I hate Canada also.
No, Canada's a good track. It's good for overtaking, good for racing, good for side-by-side battling.
I don't like it. I don't like it, simply. Same as Abu Dhabi, what is coming. And yeah, for the rest of the tracks, I like it, and Brazil, I'm absolutely laughing.
Yeah, I mean, I hated Singapore, and then we got a race like that. So yeah, I don't know what my pet hatred is for Singapore, but yeah, it's just one of those races. Jensen has just joined us in the party. Hopefully we'll get the man in P2 in as well. And of course, that was... Macho? Yeah, Macho. My brain completely froze there. Goodness me. But yeah, we should get Macho in, hopefully, and maybe Barack, but I know he normally doesn't join the interview party, but we do... Yeah, we do have the man who finished in P2 now in, so we'll take it from here, and we'll go to Macho, of course, who finished in P2, and Macho, best driver of the season, I've got to say, by far, outdone on a 3-second penalty. P2 out on track, you must be still happy, though, with that result, even though you didn't get the race win, because you drove really well out there.
Yeah, I'm happy with the P2, might even be a P1, like there is going to be a report for some track extending, but... we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I love Singapore as a track. I think, yeah, I won last season, obviously, and this season I didn't have much practice, so I went in pretty blank. Didn't think I was gonna have the pace, but then in the race, well, obviously you saw as well that I had some decent pace, even on the wet, which I didn't expect because I'm always pretty poor on the intermediate conditions. Yeah, it was. Maybe even on for an on-track win, but then obviously the last safety car came out and I lost all the time that I gained on Baraka. But in the end, still, if it's a P2, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, possibly could be a P2. Obviously, if there's a report going to be coming in, maybe even that P1, so you might actually get the race, but of course, out on track. As I say, though, it was your best drive of the season. You took that race, I think. Obviously, Montana and Harmon collided. What was your feeling about that incident? Because I think, honestly, if Montana got through on Harmon, he probably would have been out of sight if he was still in the race.
Yeah, well, he obviously would have definitely been outside. I pitted like way too late. Came out on mediums, like 10 seconds behind, and I was like, well, that's gonna be it for today. And then he crashed. I didn't see the crash because I was way too far behind, but I saw their cars stranded, and I was... pretty happy seeing that. Obviously, Montana is insanely fast, and yeah, well, if he didn't pick up a penalty, he might have won. But well, you know, he didn't. So
yeah, he didn't. What happened with that incident, by the way? You'll probably see it on the replay if you watch it back later on. Was basically Harmon. They were going through the Anderson Bridge section. And Montana was on the back of Harmon. Harmon sort of moved across, but it's off the camber of the corner, coming out in towards the hairpin. And Montana just went into the back of him. Both got caught in each other, both out the race.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate indeed. Jesse, though, I am gonna come across to you. Any questions?
You had a really good pace this race. P2, maybe P1. Start P3 in qualifying. Only one lap on the slick tires. Canada next week. Are you looking forward to it?
No. I didn't even know it was Canada, but well, I'm pretty sensitive to the penalties. Since I just pushed, and then in Canada it's such a tough track with all the penalties, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna struggle there. The pace might be there, but yeah, we'll have to see if I have the time to do any practice, and then yeah, let's see.
Yeah, have to wait and see indeed. But Macho, go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the comms, guys, and go and enjoy your evening as well.
We will do indeed. Thank you so much for the interview as always. And now we move on to the man who finished in P3, who I actually got right, and I didn't expect him to be in P3. It is, of course, VSR Jensen. And Jensen, that race, you picked up damage first couple of laps. Talk us through it, because honestly, I thought there was a point where you were just going to retire out the race, and then that would have been the end of your day. But you didn't. You stuck at it, and you finished in P3. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I kept going, kept the spirit, just waiting for the safety car, because if there was going to be no safety car in that race, then I don't even know what else, like, but yeah, bit of an idiot for picking up a penalty, under in it all, but I mean, still, it's a good race. P3, very happy with. Didn't expect to get P3 from after qualifying, because I got damage coming out the pits in my first quali run, which pretty much settled that, and maybe should have carried on going instead of pitting. I might have still got a decent run, but yeah, didn't go well. But still, yeah, podium definitely limits the damage.
Yeah, podium definitely, but still, you finished a big... What happened with you and Harmon? Because, was it you and Harmon, you left him... I thought I caught an incident where you left him short of room. Or so left somebody short of room anyways.
I think I might have left Marley a little bit short of room, but I don't know, because he was like letting guys through, and then when I got through, like, I don't know, attacking on the hards again. But yeah, I tried going for a move on Med TC, I think, and then he came around on the outside, and I might have had a little bit of contact with him. But yeah, I don't understand what they're doing if they're letting people through in the first place. But yeah, I think the incident with I had an incident with Harmon. Bunty just decided to be an idiot and jump over the curb into the wall, and yeah, got wing damage from that. I was running lonely last place, and then of course it all recovered in the safety cars, and yeah, pretty much. So
yeah, it was a stunning comeback drive, obviously, to finish in P3. Jesse, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
First question, yeah, you had a disappointing qualifying, disappointing first start of the race. What was in your mind during that, with that sum of mistakes? You spun, I don't know, I thought you had also a collision. What was in your mind during that? Strategy, etc.
I just went to a brand new set of mediums because I knew I would take it to the rain. But yeah, I was just really annoyed at that point. But just trusting that the safety car would come. Of course, being FRL, it always happens. Especially if it's Singapore without a safety car, then I don't understand. But yeah, we did, and patience worked. And
amazing comeback to P3. Canada, are you looking forward to it next week?
Yeah, I'd say so. Didn't have a good one in LOE, but I think if I get it right and don't cause any incidents, then I should be right out there. So definitely have good pace.
Yeah, should that be a very good race indeed. Go and enjoy your evening, Jensen.
Thank you. Cheers for the commentary, as always.
You are very welcome indeed. And that rounds us off very nicely, I think, tonight as well for FRL F1. If you did enjoy the stream, of course, like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell, of course, if you are brand new. And also, we do have more action to come next week in Canada, replacing obviously Russia because of what's going on in real life. But Canada, gonna be a tricky track, Jesse. What have we got looked forward to next week?
Yeah, I don't really like the track. I hope some overtakes. Hopefully, no rain in a long time. I think Silverstone was the last time we hadn't rain. Belgium we had rain. Singapore now. And hopefully Canada not then. Would be great.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to see, of course. Will Montana bounce back? Will Jensen come back from the brains of defeat to try and pick up another podium? You'll all have to find out, of course, next week. And, of course, it is F3 and F4 next week at 7 PM UK time on Monday and 7 PM UK time on Tuesday for F1 and F2 here in FRL. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. We're going to probably go for a lie down, and I'm going to watch the first semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest. Come on, the Netherlands, and come on, Ukraine. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.